Hey, this is Brian Johnson, and here's the deal, gang. Testing continues inside the WordPress Traffic Lab. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, let me back up a little bit. Most of you probably know, if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel or if you've been on my website before, you kind of know that I'm the free traffic guy. I'm the WordPress marketer. I do everything with WordPress. And really, my business since 2001, 2002 has really flowed through Google and then come into my site. So what's important to me is really staying on top of current trends in regards to driving traffic, gaining high rankings, finding the kind of niches that I can make solid income with. And that's the basis for my business online. So Howie Schwartz is a guy that I ran into about a year ago, and I've really been paying attention to Howie Schwartz. Why, you ask? Well, because his business is very similar to mine. He deals with organic traffic, he deals with Web 2.0, he deals with getting free traffic and then monetizing that, and that's what he teaches. And since that's what he does, I make sure that I stay abreast to what he's doing. The guy is on top of it. He's got some fantastic ideas, and as you know, he's launching Underground Traffic Secrets, and that's where my story meets up with his. You see, back to my story, in January I started testing and tweaking some concepts that were based on my e-course that I launched back in the spring of 2008 called Revenue Domains Exposed. Now, that course dealt with buying expired domain names on the cheap. We're talking $5, $10, $20 expired domain names, and then setting up sites really quickly and then monetizing those sites through AdSense. And I also really drove a ton of traffic to eBay and made money with the eBay affiliate program. So what I wanted to do with this go around is I wanted to kind of update the marketing strategy, and I wanted to grab some expired domain names, and then I wanted to launch sites. But here was the catch: I didn't want to have to write any content myself. I wanted to spend about 90 minutes, hour and a half or so, 2 hours with launching the site, using WordPress, installing categories, writing a meta description, getting things set up on that level, getting AdSense integrated, and then I wanted to set it and forget it. So what I did in January is I actually went ahead and I tested out about 5 or 6 plugins that are based on content generation for WordPress sites. I spent way too much money. I think I must have spent about $500 bucks, and I tested out 4 or 5 of these different plugins. Okay, now I had very strict qualifications and things that I was looking for. I wanted the plugins to act a certain way and do certain things. I wanted the plugins to be able to update my WordPress powered sites automatically. I didn't have to want to think about having to come back and updating once a week. I wanted to set everything up on the front end and walk away, but I wanted my sites to continue to update. Google likes stuff that updates a lot, so that was the plan. That's why I needed to test out all these different plugins. I needed to find the plugins that ultimately worked the best with what I was trying to achieve, and that was set it and forget it, get the site up, walk away, and then see the results. So I tested out the plugins in January. I spent way too much money, and they all offered, pardon me, they all offered something that was pretty good, but they worked in slightly different ways. Now, the last plugin I tried actually worked perfectly for what I wanted to do with these sites, and with that I started planning the next phase, which came in about the 2nd to 3rd week of February. Now, about mid-February, I actually, pardon me, I actually purchased 3 expired domain names. Now, I didn't spend any more than about $40 on any one particular expired domain name. And then I had to wait a week to get the domain. And once I got the domain, I installed WordPress. I used my favorite SEO optimized WordPress theme. I got the plugins working. I set up some categories, and that was it. I walked away. Now, here's the results, guys, and this is what's really exciting, and this is how it ties into Howie's deal. Fast forward, the first site, it actually took about Google about 10 days or so to see the site had new content and to come by and update. So it took about 10 days, but as soon as they came by the site, they constantly were crawling the site, getting new content, getting new posts, getting new tag pages, and traffic right away I was basically doing 150 visitors a day, and then once Google started indexing, that jumped to about 200 to 300 visitors a day. Now right now that site has over 1,300 posts and pages indexed by Google, and the site's driving between about 250 to 450 visitors a day and is making money with AdSense. Now it's really powerful because the darn thing took me less than 2 hours to create, and it's a done deal. It runs itself, completely automated, and it's adding money to my bottom line every single week. So that was test case number one. And he said, that's pretty darn powerful. And then at this point, I started looking in, working with various WordPress themes that would really make it easy for me to integrate AdSense to get the best placement. I wanted to basically maximize my traffic, and I wanted to get the best return possible. So I started implementing, working with different themes, and I moved forward to the next site. Now, the next site, I don't know why this was, but for whatever reason, I set the site up in the morning, and Google actually had more than 175 pages of content indexed within 12 hours. I was absolutely astonished. In fact, I was earning money within, I think, 3 or 4 hours I had my first AdSense click. So case study number 2, very successful again. Spent about 90 minutes to 2 hours setting up the site, got some categories, wrote a title for the homepage, wrote a meta description. That was about it. And the site's making money and driving traffic, and the trend continues. And the third site, I actually didn't get an expired domain. I got a brand new domain, registered it, ran everything exactly the same, and that one is making money too. And it just goes to show you that this method is red hot. It works crazy mad good. And what's really powerful is that you can scale this very easily. It doesn't take hours and hours to launch these sites. You can do this in a couple hours. You could easily do 3, 4, 5 sites a week. For those that are really ambitious, you could probably do a site a day for a month, work about 3 to 4 hours a day, and by the end of that time, the earning potential is pretty staggering. One of the things I wanted to see was I wanted to be able to hit anywhere from, say, $1.50 to $4 to $5 a day with each individual site. So if you take a look and say the average site is earning $3.25 a day, that's about $100 a month. Now, if you can get 10 of those sites up and running, you're looking at about $1,000 in revenue a month, and you're not writing one bit of unique content. So that's where I've been. I've been inside the labs testing this, and I'm actually going to release a mini course based on this method. I'm going to probably have to film about 3 or 4 Camtasia videos, and I'm going to show you the themes I'm using. I'm going to show you the sites that I've done this with. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, head over to the site that's linked in the video. I don't know what the URL will be, but check out the site and make sure you see I've got screen captures. You can see the traffic. You can see the search terms. One of the case studies was actually based on home surveillance, home alarms, and the cost per click is crazy. It's like 10, 12, 15 bucks a click. So it's a very real method, and for the first 100 people that buy Underground Traffic Secrets from Howie Schwartz and Eric Rockefeller, they get this bonus. I'm going to send it to only 100 people. I don't want to send this out to 500 people. I don't want to put it for sale because I don't want to compete for these expired domains that are really easy to find. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So I don't want to make a lot of competition for myself, and I want to make sure that this method works as good as it's working right now for those people that buy. That's why I'm capping at 100 guys. So if you're interested in Underground Traffic Secrets, head over to my site. It's netmarketingcourse.net, and just look at the most recent post. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. This is a fantastic bonus. This is the real stuff. I've been testing this since January, and if you take action, I'll be very surprised if you don't start making some money too. So take care.